Okay, yesterday we have completed our chapter till techniques of control. Oh no, sorry, synergy. The synergy as a component. We have completed our chapter, and today we'll complete the remaining portion of strategic management. So, when you talk about synergy, as we have discussed yesterday, synergy is a very basic concept which says that ki rather than working as an individual person or an individual department, okay, you need to work as a team, okay, you need to work as a group, okay, rather than working as an individual person, you need to work together. So it will give you much more productivity. Whatever issues, problems are faced by the organization can be easily resolved. That's why it is most important that whenever the synergy concept has been implemented, the basic concept of the synergy is that rather than working as an individual department, an individual person on any of the concept, with respect to implementing strategies in the organization, making strategy, formatting strategies, whatever things are there, you need to make sure that you work as a team. You need to understand, rather than getting good amount of options when you're working as an individual, you will get much more better options when you work together. Okay, so a basic example, if you really think of a synergy, is a brainstorming. Okay, on in a production and total quality subject, okay, it is a Japanese terminology, it's a Japanese concept, which says that key brainstorming is much more important when every 3 weeks or every 4 weeks or every quarters, each and every person from a department, that would be the managers, should come, or supervisor subordinator should come together, and they should discuss on various issues faced by the organization. So rather than thinking of an individual person, when 4 to 5 different person thinks at the same time, the company would really come to a good amount of solutions. That's why brainstorming is important. It is a kind of a synergy. So there's always a relevance of synergies as also there towards the business organizations and toward the society. Business organizations, because we do business, okay, we provide good amount of goods and services, product and services, we manufacture product and services, and ultimately it goes to society. So synergy, when you talk about, you need to really understand that a very basic concept, that rather than working as an individual person, you need to focus on working together. When you work together, when you when you connect with other people, other departmental individuals, the benefit, the gain of the organization will be much more higher when you put your efforts at an individual level. So first you have a system approach. System approach is whatever is happening inside the organization, within an organization, it needs to be cooperated and interacted, so it becomes much more productive than any of the functions which happens in isolations. So whenever you whatever systems is followed in the organizations, okay, with whatever rules regulations are followed in the organizations, okay, whatever systems is made in the companies, that systems needs to be followed by all peoples. So you really get good amount of approach, your systems can be really work in a better way. When you talk about an economic effect is much more important. If the company really want to earn good amount of profit, the company really has a target to make minimum wastages, or they want to reduce the wastes in the organization, the basic purpose is that they need to focus on increasing the productivity and reducing the wastages. When the company would be reducing the wastages, when they start working together, all the departments should think that we should need to focus on reducing whatever extra resources we are utilizing. That would be human resource, finance, advertising, okay, in production department, raw material, whatever extra raw material we are wasting in the organization. If we think together that no, the main focus of the company is to make sure that the minimum wastage factor, so this can easily make sure that the company can go forward and they can earn good amount of profit. So joining hand with the different departments can always plays an important. So economic gain is there. For example, nowadays many of the companies are trying to sell many different product and services. For example, banks and insurance, and nowadays bankings are also giving different kinds of insurance policies as well. So as well as the banking services, they also trying to provide a good amount of insurance services. So at the same time you can save money, and at the same place you get good amount of insurance policies schemes as well. So the companies also get good amount of economical effect, and even the customer also get good amount of effects. So these two companies are getting merged together, these two companies are working together, and they can really earn good amount of profits. Then group efforts is important, as the synergy term itself says that ki rather than working as an individual, you need to be working together in a very cooperative and a coordinated manner. When you start working together, you make sure that whatever resources are available in the organization, you try to utilize at the optimum level. This helps in saving your cost, the better control on the market. Then you jointly share the technological part, you jointly share the knowledge of the organization. Sometimes you jointly share the space of the organization. Then you can really make good amount of relationship with the customers, suppliers, creditors. Whenever you have a team members, you can share the equipments, whatever tools and equipments are there. Data, the customer data can be easily shared with the other members or the colleagues of the organizations. Other information you can share with them. So this, whenever you try to work in a group, the good amount of outcome, the outcome will be at the higher level. So group efforts are really helpful whenever you work in a synergy. Then competitive advantage is something like you try to give the product and services at the very best to best price to the customer. You make sure that you have n numbers of features, specifications of your product and services, and you try to give that entire product and services at best rate. थोड़ा सा 19-20 यहाँ पे वहाँ पे होता है, लेकिन आपका प्रोडक्ट, यू मेक श्योर दैट कि कॉम्पिटिटर्स के रेंज में आप अपना प्रोडक्ट कितने अच्छी तरीके से मार्केट्स में दे सकते हो. So synergy will try to make sure that the people from different departments works together. They utilize the skills, competencies, abilities, they use their knowledge and try to make the distinctive product and services. When you make a distinctive product and services with the help of your competency, you make sure that you make sure that the price, the cost of the product should always come at a lower side. So once the cost of the product comes to a lower side, you you can easily sell the product at the very best rate in a market. जितना आपका कॉस्ट कम होगा, उतना ही आप उसको अच्छे रेट में मार्केट में बेच सकते हो. अगर आपका कॉस्ट ज्यादा होगा, तो उतना ही आपको, आप नुकसान में तो 100% नहीं बेचोगे उसको मार्केट में, तो यू नीड टू अर्न प्रॉफिट. सो इफ you have a competitive advantage, you have a distinctive competency in your organization, you really has employees who hold the skills and abilities and knowledge which can be shared amongst the employees, amongst the colleagues in the organizations, you can really make a distinctive product and services. So competitive advantage also plays an important role. Team synergy is similar as a group efforts, whatever is there. Then you have a positive environment. Positive environment is something like you constantly try to make sure that you put good amount of processes, procedures into organizations, and it should be managed. So positive environment relieves that in spite of difference of skills, opinions, strength, weakness, talent, differences can be resolved by finding and managing with the best solutions. Whenever you have whenever you have good amount of skills and competencies and knowledge with you, you make sure that you try to find out good amount of solutions, rather than blaming each other. You make sure that you create a positive environment in organizations, and this positive environment will surely give you good amount of output. Whenever you really has a good amount of output, your company will make sure that they earn good amount of profit. That is the main purpose. So synergy always try to create a positive environment with respect to working together. Then there's also a relevance when relevance of synergy towards the society. Towards the society means whom? Towards the society means actually we are the society. We being an customers who purchase the product and services of the organizations, that's said to be the society. So even we get the advantages of the synergy when the organizations working together. They try to make sure that best possible quality of the product and services can be provided to the customer with the minimal rate. So mergers and acquisitions are one of the things where, well, mergers and acquisitions are one of the things which is one of the best example of a synergy where two companies joint hand together and they share their technology, they share their knowledge, they share their skills, abilities, they share their infrastructure with each other. And this sharing, when we start sharing the knowledge with each other, they try to give the best services to the community. And when you talk about an acquisition part, the acquisition something like you purchase the other organizations, you buy the other organizations. The potential buyers are there who purchase the other organizations. So this whenever you acquire some other organization, there are some of the strength are also there which the company got purchased. जो कंपनी को परचेस किया गया है उनके पास भी कुछ ना कुछ स्ट्रेंथ होते हैं. बट फॉर एग्जाम्पल उनके पास मनी है या उनके पास अच्छे खासे एम्प्लॉयज है विद गुड स्किल्स, बट दे डोंट हैव मनी अनफॉर्चुनेटली. So the purchasing company have some strength, also some has weakness. So when you talk about mergers and acquisition, both the companies have some of the other strength and the weakness. ए कंपनी के पास अच्छे सारे स्ट्रेंथ है, ए कंपनी के पास पैसा है, बी कंपनी के पास पैसा नहीं है. सो ए कंपनी के पास मार्केटिंग स्ट्रेटेजी नहीं है लेकिन बी कंपनी के पास मार्केटिंग स्ट्रेटेजी की अच्छी सारी टीम है. सो देयर इज अ वाइस वर्सा. सो दिस working together wala concept is always good when they do good amount of work, when they start working together. Boost innovations, they when two companies, yeah, two departments start working together rather than thinking alone. Okay, rather than thinking alone, when they start doing a good amount of brainstorming, they try to generate n numbers of ideas. So n numbers of new ideas can be generated immediately. Plenty of resources can be implemented in the organizations. Okay, new ideas can be converted into innovations. Okay, new whenever new ideas are generated, it can be easily converted into product and services. See, creativity and innovation is two different part. Creativity is something like it is an imagination, it always come on a blueprint. जो आप पेपर पे लिखते हो या पेपर पे आपके जो सारा आइडिया पेपर पे डाल देते हो उसको हम लोग क्रिएटिविटी बोलेंगे. बट when that creative the idea come into existence as a product or services, that's said to be the innovation. You converted that idea into reality, it's said to be the innovation. That's why this people who start working together, it can easily come up with the idea. आप लोग भी देखो कभी कभी आप प्रेजेंटेशन, आपका ग्रुप प्रेजेंटेशन होता है या ग्रुप प्रोजेक्ट होता है. तो whenever you have a group presentation or a group project, you all student 4 to 5 students sits together, you discuss the idea. So हर एक बंदा ग्रुप में से कोई ना कोई डिफरेंट आइडिया अपने पास लेके आता है. एंड जो एक बंदा नहीं सोच सकता वो कम से कम 4 से 5 बंदे सोच के एक मॉडिफाइड आइडिया प्रेजेंट कर सकते हैं. So that is the entire purpose. Then it also improve the quality of life. So whenever the company or institutions have they provide good amount of product and services in a market, it also increase the standard of living of the people. It also try to give good quality product and services with the best price with durability. Okay, जितना अच्छा आप market में product अपना बेचोगे, the main motto of every company is that, yeah, main motto of society is that we will purchase those products which are good in quality. At the same time I'll see that the price of the product and service should be very minimal. मुझे मुझे अफोर्ड होना चाहिए, तब जाके मैं सारा ये चीज करूंगा. प्लस आई शुड गेट गुड अमाउंट ऑफ गेन. there should be a get good amount of gain from that product and service. अगर मैं लूंगा, अगर मेरा नुकसान हो रहा है, So there's a no meaning. So this synergy will always helps to improve the quality of life. Then optimum use of the resources. Whenever two companies, two departments start working together, they make sure that whatever resources are there, especially scarce resources मतलब होता है petrol, diesel, coal, natural gases. These are the scarce resources which once it is consumed, you cannot use it again. So rather than wasting such kind of resources, when you work together, you make sure that कि जो आपके पास resources है वो सारे रिसोर्सेज का आप एफिशिएंटली एंड इफेक्टिवली यूटिलाइजेशन कर सकते हो. जब भी आप ये सारे रिसोर्सेज का मैक्सिमम उपयोग करोगे या मैक्सिमम उसका यूटिलाइजेशन करोगे, उतना ही आपका मैन्युफैक्चरिंग कॉस्ट या प्रोडक्शन कॉस्ट कम होगा. जितना भी आपका प्रोडक्शन कॉस्ट कम होगा, कंपनी के पास उतना ही अपॉर्चुनिटी जनरेट होगा टू गेट गुड अमाउंट ऑफ रेवेन्यू. That's why every company makes sure that whatever resources there, for example, capital, human resource is there, then you have a good amount of scarce resources, raw material, okay, infrastructure, technology, whatever resources are available with them, that should be consumed at the next level. सारा चीज एक next level पे consume हो जाना चाहिए and it should be utilized in a proper way. Then you have a social good. Whenever you do something good in a very minimal cost, you are really giving benefit to society. So it is a very good social cost you are doing. You trying to give a quantifiable, you try to give benefit, okay, in terms of employment. Also you generate good amount of employment. Then synergy also helps in mobilizing the finance, whatever finance are there. Economic benefits are also given to them. Education system can also implement it in the society. Higher employment opportunities also can be implemented when two companies are working together. So when two companies come together, they can generate a good amount of job opportunities to the community, to the society. They can these people can easily help in doing good amount of things. They can improve the skills of the employees. Then social status can be increased, operational facilities of the organization can be increased. So at the end of the day, you're giving such some of the other kind of benefit to the society as well. So the most important part is that you need to give good amount of something back to society. Then you give good amount of revenue to government. Now how the revenue can be earned by the government? Government earn good amount of revenue in terms of tax. Whatever tax we pay, it is all the income generated to the government. So most importantly, they make sure that they give you the leniency to do good amount of export जितना करोगे उतना ही आपके आप आपसे पैसा आप एक्सपोर्ट करोगे जितना उतना ही आपकी कंट्री में पैसा आएगा. तो उसमें से आपको टैक्स भरना पड़ेगा. प्लस दे ऑल्सो गिव गुड अमाउंट ऑफ एक्सचेंज रेट में भी अच्छा खासा पैसा कंपनी गवर्नमेंट अर्न कर सकती है. दैट इज मोर इम्पोर्टेंट. देन वेन एवर यू थिंक दैट कि बाबा टू डू गुड अमाउंट ऑफ प्रोडक्टिविटी in the organization, so they give the permission to import good amount of new machines and new technologies in the country. So the country can generate the revenue. So once the country generates the revenue, the money goes in the form of tax to the government. So at the end of the day, synergy plays a very important role. It always gives you positive environment or a positive working environment, which benefits to both. Synergy gives benefit to society as well as it gives benefit to the business. Then you have a concept called change management. What is change management? Change is the only thing that is permanent. ओके, चेंज इज रिक्वायर्ड. जब तक आप लोग चेंजेस नहीं करोगे तब तक कुछ भी नहीं होगा. if you really want to grow in your own life, you make sure that you do a regular changes on your routine. अगर आपका सेम रूटीन होता है कि आप मॉर्निंग में 9-9:30 को उठ जाते हो, थोड़ा बैठोगे, फिर स्नान करोगे, तो यू विल डू द ब्रेकफास्ट विच विल बी गिवन बाय योर मदर. Then you do some good amount of time pass with the help of mobile phones. You spare some time on social media. देन थोड़ा दोपहर में अपने ऑफिस सो गए, शाम को वापस थोड़ा घूमने चले गए। अगर आपका यही रूटीन रहा तो आपकी जो लाइफ है वो कभी नहीं चेंज हो सकती। You really want to grow in life, so the most important part is that you make sure that you come out of the comfort zone. You need to make the changes. Similarly, if the company really want to grow, okay, in a market, they want to acquire some ranking in a market, they need to do the changes. एक तो changes of voluntary करो तो अच्छी है। अगर लाइफ ने या आपको मार्केट ने फोर्सफुली चेंजेस करने को बोला तो बहुत डिफिकल्ट हो जाएगा। After every certain period, the organization has to do some replacement. They has to come up with many new machineries, new technological part, new process. They have to implement new structure. Okay, this entire thing helps the organizations to remain and sustain in a market. अगर ये सारा चीज आपको मार्केट में सस्टेंस के लिए हेल्प नहीं करेगी तो इट विल रियली क्रिएट अ प्रॉब्लम फॉर द organizations. जैसे Nokia, as I give an example lot of time, Nokia didn't change their process. Nokia didn't change with the product and services. They stable with the Java products, okay, and they have started running with the black and white phone. There's छोटा normal color वाले phone भी आए थे, but they did not came up with the new modification. Samsung took the advantage and they came up with a touchscreen product. People start loving the touchscreen products, and initially they grab the entire market, and today Nokia is nowhere in a market. Still Nokia is struggling. Nokia is struggling a lot to come in a market, but उनसे वो नहीं हो रहा है। नोकिया को इतना स्ट्रगल करने पड़ रहा है कि मार्केट में आने के लिए, बट देयर आर एन नंबर्स ऑफ ब्रांड्स ऑलरेडी अवेलेबल विच दे हैव होल्ड द मार्केट सो टाइटली कि उनको एंटर करने के लिए कहीं पे जगह ही नहीं है। सो अगर आपने टाइम टू टाइम चेंज किया होता अपने प्रोसेसेस, अपने प्रोडक्ट को या सर्विसेज को, तो आज आप मार्केट में होते। बट दे डिड नॉट मेक द चेंजेस, सो चेंज इज इंपॉर्टेंट। यू नीड टू कॉन्स्टेंटली रिप्लेस द ओल्ड वन। अगर आप खुद को चेंज नहीं करोगे तो लाइफ में कभी भी आपका ग्रोथ नहीं होगा। सो मोस्टली यू नीड टू मेक श्योर दैट कि यू डू द कांस्टेंट चेंजेस। देयर इज ओनली वन थिंग दैट इज चेंज विच इज परमानेंट, बाकी एवरीथिंग इज टेम्पररी। So there are various features, characteristics of the change management are also there. First of all is an ongoing process. It is a continuous process. It is one of the continuous process that needs to be done on a regular basis. ऐसा नहीं है कि आपने आज चेंज इम्प्लीमेंट किया और 10 साल के बाद चेंज करोगे तो वैसा नहीं होगा। तो you need to study the market, you need to understand the market, you need to understand the customer taste and preferences on a regular basis. You need to study the sales of the organizations, you need to study your product. अगर आपने कोई भी ब्रांड देखा होगा तो देखो कि हर ब्रांड में कुछ ना कुछ छोटे मोटे चेंजेस होते रहते हैं। दैट वुड बी पैकेजिंग, कलर कॉम्बिनेशन, साइज, शेप। ऑफ एग्जांपल पेप्सी, पेप्सी बहुत साल से एक ही शेप में आता था, तो पीपल इज टू गेट मोनोटोनस विद सच काइंड ऑफ थिंग्स, तो उनको कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ता, तो दे स्टार्ट taking out the new product. So slowly and gradually they make a different advertisement. पहले आमिर खान उसका ऐड करता था, फिर अब दूसरा कोई ऐड करता है, सलमान खान ऐड करता है उसका फिलहाल तो। Then different shapes of the bottles, you can see different kinds of shapes of the bottles are there. Different ml is available, okay, 500 ml, 300 ml can system में आता है। तो small changes are required which should be accepted by the consumer or a customer. So it is an ongoing process. It is not something like you make some changes and you have to stop. You have to make sure that कि आपके सारे process चलते रहे। Then second, you have a comprehensive in approach. Comprehensive in approach means whenever you make changes, you need to cover each and every area of the organization. You need to cover each and every department of the organization. You cannot able to afford that you make changes in A department and you are not making changes in B department. ऐसा नहीं होगा. If you want to implement change in a company or organization, you make sure that you implement the changes entirely. आप पूरे organizations में सारे changes implement करो. You need to cover each and every area. Then reactive changes. Reactive changes something like हमने एक concept पढ़ा था R&D strategy में, that is research and develop strategy में, you have a reactive reactive strategy and a proactive strategy. So reactive change are those changes which you make after some changes happen in a market. This is a forcefully changes. As I said, एक तो voluntary changes करो या forceful changes करो, आपको market change करने के लिए force करेगी. So if certain changes, for example, Nokia was very much comfort with the keypad wala phone, so they did not came up with the touch screen. So market got changed. The market changed with the touch screen. So this Nokia organization came with the reactive changes. So reactive changes is unsudden. Okay, it is unexpected. Circumstances can become on the organization on any time. So company needs to make sure that whatever reactive changes they make, the reactive changes should be good enough. तो जो मार्केट में होने के बाद आप अपने कंपनीज में चेंजेस इंप्लीमेंट करते हो, उसको हम लोग बोलेंगे रिएक्टिव चेंजेस. When you talk about a plan change is a proactive changes. Whatever changes you do on a proactive, you have the entire, you know exactly whatever changes you want to do, whatever thing you want to do in the organization, it is already a pre-planned. ओके आपके दिमाग में वो सारा ऑलरेडी है, आपने ऑलरेडी सोच के रखा है कम से कम 1-1.5 साल से या 6 महीने से, एंड यू नीड टू इम्प्लीमेंट दैट चेंजेस राइट नाउ एंड यू कैन इम्प्लीमेंट दैट चेंज इन अ ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. दैट इज सेड टू बी द प्लान. सो ये प्रोएक्टिव चेंजेस हुआ. Then you have internal factors. Internal factors are something like whenever you want to implement change in the organization, but there are few peoples, for example trade union are those unions who make sure that whatever happens in a company they should be aware. Okay, these are the peoples who are the representative of the organizations. Trade union make sure that ki all the employees should get proper working conditions. Okay, they should get proper pay and packages. The labor welfare should be going hand in hand. In very short term, there should be a proper, what you say, a smooth functioning between the management and the worker. So in internal factor, if the trade union makes sure that they force to make to they force that they cannot do any kind of changes in the HR policies. So ऐसे you ऐसा नहीं होता. Whenever you want to implement some changes, you need to take all the employees into consideration and you have to make the changes. But whenever you have a family owned business आप देखते हो, तो फैमिली ओन बिजनेस में जब भी कोई एल्डर पर्सन रिटायर होता है या यंगर पर्सन टेक ओवर द चार्ज, यू कैन सी many things getting changed. Now in my organization, where I was working, it also a family owned business. Okay, it was a manufacturing organization which is headed by the father. Okay, now his father has reached the age of 70, wherein the son has reached the age of 40-42. So at the same time when I joined, उसके 7-8 महीने के बाद he gave the charge to the his son. So the thinking ideology of a father and a thinking ideology of a son would be completely different, because the experience, the both the peoples was got different, the people who they have met was different, the technological both of the people has is different. So the son started immediately making changes in the organization. He started making changes in the infrastructure, structure of an organization, the policy, the HR policies, the marketing policies, the rules and regulation of the organization. He started making certain changes. So that's called internal factors. Then again you have the external factor. External factor is something like the other thing. For example, governmental policies got changed, political, economical, social, technological, legal, and environmental factor. These are the things which are beyond the control of the organization. ये जो है, रातों रात गवर्नमेंट चेंज हो जाती है, उनके पॉलिसीज बदल जाते हैं, रातों रात इकोनॉमिकल फैक्टर्स चेंज हो जाते हैं, लोगों के टेस्ट एंड प्रेफरेंसेस बदल जाते हैं, टेक्नोलॉजिकल कॉन्सेप्ट्स बदल जाते हैं. तो ऐसे सारे चीजों में यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड दिस आर थिंग्स विच आर बियॉन्ड द कंट्रोल ऑफ द organization. So this force you to make the changes in the organizations. Then you have change is not innovation. See, change is something like not an innovation. As I said earlier, whatever new ideas come in, okay, in your mind, and you convert that thing as a product and services, उसको हम लोग बोलेंगे innovation. So if you make certain changes, okay, in an organization, उसको हम लोग innovations नहीं बोल सकते. This structure, you changing the structure of an organization, you are changing the hierarchy of an organization. So that changing of an order or changing the working pattern of a company will cannot become under a innovation part. Innovation something like you trying to make certain modification in your product and services which can be implemented in the existing market, or you can bring new ideas which can be on a paper as a creativity, and once that creativity idea comes into reality, there should be innovations. So change is not surely as the innovation part. Then you have balancing act. Balancing act means you need to balance, you need to make sure that whatever old part is there, whatever outdated things are there, that outdated things needs to be removed from the organization and new things should become in the organization for the smooth running of the organization. If the company really want to have smooth running, efficient and effective running of the organization, management has a basic purpose that whatever is happening in company, it should be happen very smoothly. अगर कंपनी का एनवायरनमेंट डिस्टर्ब होता है, once it is get disturbed, तो वो डिस्टर्ब ही हो जाता है. जैसे आई हैव गिव द एग्जांपल ऑफ एचआर में, आई हैव गिवन द एग्जांपल ऑफ गुड़गांव. एचआर पर्सन वाज बर्न्ड अलाइव. उसको जिंदा ही वहां के लोगों ने जला दिया बिकॉज वहां के वर्कर्स के और वहां के एचआर के बंदे से उनकी मिलती नहीं थी. दे हैव सम डिमांड्स, ओके, which the company did not fulfilled, and the HR peoples are always the representative of the management, so they took the entire revenge on the HR पर्सन. सो दो शिफ्ट के लोगों ने, मॉर्निंग के शिफ्ट के लोगों ने और आफ्टरनून के शिफ्ट के लोगों ने मिल के वो HR पर्सन को जिंदा ही जला दिया. So that should not be happen. Okay, there should be always a balancing act. The company should always think कि you should make sure that कि लोगों का भला भी होना चाहिए, चेंज भी इम्प्लीमेंट मार्केट में होना चाहिए, then only it can be effectively implement the organization. That's why वैसे वर्क लाइफ बैलेंस भी हम लोग बात करते हैं. वर्क लाइफ बैलेंस मतलब whenever you make sure that कि your office as well as your home, इट शुड गो हैंड इन हैंड. तो ऐसा नहीं है कि आपने अगर ऑफिस में काम किया तो ऑफिस का ही काम करते बैठोगे, तो इट इज नॉट हैपन. यू नीड टू बैलेंस. Similarly, companies also have to balance between workers and management. Most important. Just a moment. Okay, then you have explicit in nature. Explicit in nature is something like whatever changes you made in a company, that changes needs to be easily understand by all the employees of an organizations. So most importantly, you have modification in attitude, behavior, values. Okay, some people really like to take good amount of risk. Okay, they face challenges. Employees, sometimes employees also shows good amount of improvement. Okay, they whenever changes are implemented, a good amount of what you say expectations can be seen. Values, norms, beliefs of the employees can be easily seen, and most importantly, whenever you make the changes in the organization, it needs to be understood by each and every employee of an organization. Second, it also improves the performance. Whenever you implement change in an organization, the overall performance of the employee, the overall performance of the organization with respect to productivity, the productivity of the companies also increase. So most importantly, if you want to remain in a market, you need to do a constant change management. It helps the organizations to survive, to sustain, to grow. Okay, they can expand, sometimes they can do good amount of diversifications. That's why whenever the organization do small changes, there's no need to make a big changes. You need to make a small changes in the organization. These small changes always leads the organization to improve the performance on a daily basis. So these are the various features and characteristics of a change management. Again, there are the things okay, where the people start resisting this change. ऐसे बहुत सारे लोग होते हैं कि उनको चेंज पसंद नहीं है, उनको चेंज नहीं चाहिए मार्केट में. ओके, तो चेंजेस उनको अच्छा नहीं लगता है. तो ये इंडिविजुअल लेवल पे कुछ फैक्टर्स है. अगेन देयर इज अ फैक्टर्स ऑन ऑर्गेनाइजेशन लेवल, जैसे मेंटेनिंग अ स्टेटस को. देन एलिमेंट ऑफ अ फोबिया. स्टेटस को मतलब कुछ चेंजेस हमको साइकोलॉजिकल फैक्टर्स बहुत सारे लोगों को होता है कि नहीं, हम दिन में हम आएंगे मॉर्निंग को 9 9 बजे, हम लोग काम करेंगे अपने हिसाब से. ओके, 12:30 तक काम करेंगे, फिर लंच ब्रेक लेंगे, लंच ब्रेक के बाद 1:30 बजे आएंगे, थोड़ा आराम करेंगे, फिर ऑफिस काम चालू करेंगे, फिर 3 बजे हम लोग चाय ब्रेक में जाएंगे, वो वहां से हम 4:30 बजे आएंगे, फिर वहां से विल मेक श्योर थोड़ा सा काम करेंगे एंड 5 बजे घर पे निकल जाएंगे. सो दिस इज हाउ द कंपनी मेक अ स्टेटस स्को. दे डू नॉट वांट टू चेंज. देन दे हैव एलिमेंट फोबिया. डर लगता है लोगों को, ह्यूमन साइकोलॉजी वहां पे है. अनसर्टेनिटीज का उनको डर लगता है कि बाबा कुछ गड़बड़ तो ना हो जाए. उसके बाद लॉस ऑफ पावर. समटाइम्स पीपल थिंक दैट कि इफ चेंजेस हैपन्स इन कंपनी, आई कैन लूज माई पावर. जो जो मैंने पावर अर्न किया है, तो वो पावर मेरे हाथ से निकल ना जाए. तो इज ऑल साइकोलॉजिकल फियर्स यू कैन सी. Individual perceptions are also there. Then change, there is a change agents are also, the agencies are also there who make good amount of changes in the organizations. So such kind of psychological part is also there, which makes the people, डर लगता है लोगों को कि बाबा मेरे को किसी भी तरह का चेंजेस नहीं चाहिए. जैसे आप लोग को बोले कि बाबा रोज पढ़ाई करो, ओके, थोड़ा सा कम सोशल मीडिया पे बैठो, आपका रूटीन लाइफ चेंज करो, कम आउट ऑफ अ कंफर्ट जोन, ये सारी चीज आपको बोलेंगे तो आप लोग इमीडिएटली नहीं कर पाओगे. So it is more important that the people find ways that they should not make any kind of change in their daily routine. थोड़ा तकलीफ होता है लोगों को, बट एट द एंड ऑफ द डे यू गेट गुड अमाउंट ऑफ रिस्पॉन्स, यू गेट अ बेटर लाइफ. बट लोग थोड़ा उसको अगेंस्ट जाते हैं, लोग उसके अगेंस्ट जाने की कोशिश करते हैं कि उनको नहीं चाहिए, वो ये सारा चीज नहीं चाहिए. So they always try to resist things. Similarly, there are economical factors are also there, social factors are also there, fear of technological unemployment. Nowadays, all the things are getting on technological part. अच्छा खासा technological response लोगों को हो रहा है. People those who are traditional in nature, जिनको कंप्यूटर वगैरह नहीं आता अच्छे से, तो ऐसे लोगों से लोगों का थोड़ा सा इशू होता है. दे आर नॉट टेक सेवी. तो टेक सेवी जो बंदे नहीं है, ऐसे लोग बहुत सारा प्रॉब्लम्स फेस करते हैं. उनको लगता है कि अभी मुझे टेक्नोलॉजिकल आता नहीं है या कंप्यूटर आता नहीं है, तो मुझे माइट बी निकाल देंगे जॉब से, तो वो डर रहता है, तो दे डू रेसिस्टेंस. इकोनॉमिक लॉस होता है. अगर अच्छा खासा व्हाट यू से, when you do not do any kinds of business, when company do not make any kind of business, so they have good amount of economical loss. Status issue लोगों को होता है कि we have not earned good amount of money, so we can really face problem. Okay, status, we cannot earn good amount of status, so changes will really make little bit damage. But ऐसा नहीं कि आपकी पूरी लाइफ को प्रॉब्लम होगा. देर विल बी प्रॉब्लम फॉर सर्टन टाइम. तकलीफ तो होगा, लेकिन एट द एंड ऑफ द डे श्योरली यू विल गेट गुड अमाउंट ऑफ बेनिफिट्स. जैसे अभी डीमोनेटाइजेशन हुआ था, तो नोटबंदी हुई थी या पैसा बदल गया था, तो लोगों ने बहुत सारा प्रॉब्लम फेस किया. बट अभी देखो कि आफ्टर सम टाइम इट बिकम नॉर्मल. ओके, पीपल आर जो वो टाइम पे एटीएम में लाइन घंटों लाइन लगाते थे, अपना पैसा निकालने में उनको टाइम लगता था. तो इट चेंजेस, इट हैपेंस. Due to COVID, all many of the traditional teachers who are there, who do not have a technological knowledge. बहुत सारे स्कूल टीचर्स लोग को भी टेक से भी नहीं होती ऑनलाइन लेक्चर्स के लिए. बट दिस कोविड हैज फोर्स पीपल to go and take the lecture online. तो जो लोग टेक से भी नहीं थे, वो भी आज के डेट पे चेंजेस एक्सेप्ट करके दे स्टार्टेड। बट कुछ कुछ टेम्पररी टीचर्स होते हैं, या प्राइवेट स्कूल्स में जो टीचर्स होते हैं, जो ओल्ड ओल्ड स्कूल के लिए टीचर्स होते हैं, जिनको कुछ आता ही नहीं इनके बारे में, तो दे हैव माई हैज लॉस्ट देयर जॉब बिकॉज दे आर नॉट टेक सेवी despite they have a talent. So changes are there. So due to such or some of the other kinds of factors, the people try to refuse to implement change in the organizations. Then social problems are also there. Social displacement, group oppositions are also, you can see group opposition can be seen with respect to trade union. Trade unions ऐसे लोग होते हैं जहाँ पे 10,000 employees, 5,000 employees, 20,000 employees काम करते हैं, वहाँ पे ट्रेड यूनियन होता है. Who are the representatives of the employees? They make sure that कि किसी भी तरह से यहाँ पे कोई भी तरह का changes implement नहीं होना चाहिए. Because if the change implemented, many people will surely affect on their job, उनके jobs को affect होना चालू हो जाएगा. That's why they make sure that कि किसी भी तरह का changes implement नहीं होना चाहिए. Retaining the group's habits. If you talk about organization factors, sunk cost are there. Already a good amount of money is invested, okay, in certain project. That money gets stuck, okay, वहां पे पैसा उनका फंस जाता है, तो that the money which got stuck in some project, that's said to be the sunk cost. Then organization structure, ओके, जो आपको ऑलरेडी स्ट्रक्चर है वो अच्छे से है या नहीं है, अगर हम चेंज करेंगे तो हमको बेनिफिट होगा या नहीं होगा, दैट द डिलेमा दे ऑलवेज हैव. प्रोडक्टिविटी बढ़ेगी या नहीं बढ़ेगी, रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी बढ़ जाएगी, तो दे इट हैज अ मोर रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी व्हेन द चेंज हैपेंस. देन प्रेशर फ्रॉम द ग्रुप्स, देयर इज ऑलवेज अ प्रेशर फ्रॉम द ग्रुप्स, ओके, कि देख भाई, जैसे आप जब भी आप प्रेजेंटेशन देते हो, तो अगर आप लोग को एक डे पे प्रेजेंटेशन नहीं देना है, तो यू फोर्स ना, किसी चार लोग मिलके पांच पांच लास्ट बंदे को फोर्स करते हो कि नहीं भाई, तू जाके सर को बोलेगा हम लोग प्रेजेंटेशन नहीं देने वाले, एंड अगर तू जाके नहीं बोला तो हम लोग तेरे को ग्रुप से निकाल देंगे. तो दे ट्राई टू प्रेशराइज इन अ ग्रुप टू सिंगल पर्सन. देयर इज ऑलवेज अ चेन रिएक्शन, यू कैन सी resource issues, whatever resources are there, you can face the problem with respect to suppliers, you can face the problem with respect to raw materials, okay. Good technological part अगर आपके पास नहीं है, तो you try to resist in the organization. Non cooperation by the staff, ये जब organization की बात आती है, they make sure that कि उन्हें किसी भी तरह से कोऑपरेशन नहीं करेंगे. सर हमको ये टेक्नोलॉजी हमारे पास नहीं चाहिए, आप किसी भी तरह से ये टेक्नोलॉजी यहाँ पे इम्प्लीमेंट नहीं करोगे. सो all the staff can come at one side, okay, and they can force the management that you cannot implement any kinds of uh, न्यू चेंजेस इन दी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. अगर आपने चेंजेस यहाँ पे इम्प्लीमेंट करने की कोशिश की, तो हम स्ट्राइक पे जाएंगे, हम प्रोटेस्ट करेंगे, हम पेन डाउन स्ट्राइक करेंगे, हम स्लो डाउन स्ट्राइक करेंगे. सो सच काइंड ऑफ डिफरेंट काइंड्स ऑफ थ्रेट्स कैन बी raised in front of management. So change is important in life, the change is important for the organization, but there are the factors, and these are the factors at the individual level and the organization level which force that कि हमको ये changes नहीं चाहिए. Because it people has a mentality कि जो हम लोग के लाइफ के साथ चल रहा है वैसे चलने दो, हमको किसी भी तरह का कंफर्ट जोन के बाहर नहीं आना है, एंड कंफर्ट जोन में जो जो चल रहा है जिंदगी, वैसे जिंदगी चलने दो. दैट्स व्हाई पीपल ट्राई टू resist the change. Then there is an suggestion for the successful success in implementing change. If you really want to implement change in the organization, you need some suggestions, okay. आपको थोड़ा सा इफेक्टिव चेंज अगर लाना है, तो थोड़ा सा अच्छा सा एक प्रिपरेशन करना पड़ेगा. एडुकेट प्रिपरेशन. जस्ट होल्ड ऑन. So whenever you want to implement an effective change in the organization, you need to go to certain guidelines. First you have to do an advocate preparation. सबसे पहले अगर आपको आपके ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस में अच्छा खासा चेंज इम्प्लीमेंट करना है तो सबसे पहले आपको अच्छे से प्रिपरेशन करना पड़ेगा. प्रिपरेशन का मतलब ये है कि यू नीड टू explain the employees what are the advantage and disadvantage of the change whatever you are implementing in the organization. आपको उनको प्यार से अच्छा खासा टाइम स्पेंड करके यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड द थिंग्स. यू हैव टू मेक श्योर दैट कि लोगों को सारा चीज समझना चाहिए. ओके, यू नीड टू मेक श्योर दैट कि व्हाट आर द ऑब्जेक्टिव्स ऑफ द ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस, हाउ वी आर गोइंग टू अचीव दिस ऑब्जेक्ट ऑफ द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. चेंज इंप्लीमेंट करने के बाद कंपनीज को कितना फायदा होगा, आपको कितना फायदा होगा, आपका कितना डेवलपमेंट होगा, हाउ द कंपनी विल बी गेटिंग बेनिफिट, ये सारा चीज आपको समझना पड़ेगा. एंड यू नीड टू मेक अ मेंटल प्रिपरेशन फॉर दैट. ओके, एंड ऑल्सो यू हैव टू मेक श्योर दैट कि ये चेंज में से कितने लोग को फायदा हो सकता है या कौन से लोगों को फायदा होगा एंड कौन से लोगों को नुकसान हो सकता है. यू नीड टू आइडेंटिफाई, यू नीड टू प्रिपेयर यूर सेल्फ. प्रिपेयर मतलब द मैनेजमेंट नीड टू प्रिपेयर देमसेल्फ कि who are the peoples who will be getting benefit from such kind of changes, and who are the people who will be really getting affected with the changes. So you have to mentally prepare yourself to understand such concepts. Secondly, you need to do an effective communication. Effective communication का मतलब होता है the companies needs to convey the message from top executive to the lower peoples, the peoples who are really working at the operational level. इनको समझ में आना चाहिए कि भाई अपने कंपनी में क्या क्या चेंजेस हो रहे हैं और वो चेंजेस कैसे हो गए. वो सारा चीज उनको अच्छे से समझाना पड़ेगा. अगर आपके एम्प्लॉयज आपके अगेंस्ट जाना चालू करेंगे तो कंपनी विल रियली फेस अ लॉट्स ऑफ प्रॉब्लम. इफ कंपनी थिंक्स दैट कि वी डू नॉट वांट टू raise any problem, we do not want to face any problem, the most important part is that you need to convey the message in a very proper way. सारा चीज आपको इन प्रॉपर टर्मिनोलॉजीज में अच्छे से प्यार से बिठा के समझाना पड़ेगा कि हम लोग क्या क्या चेंजेस करने वाले हैं और इससे आपको क्या क्या फायदा हो सकता है. तो इफेक्टिव कम्युनिकेशन इज इंपॉर्टेंट. Then training and guidance to the employees, you need to give good amount of trainings. You need to guide the employees ki what basically will be happening in the organization, and whatever changes would be coming in the company will surely give you training about that. जो जो मशीनरीज हम लोग इंस्टॉल करेंगे वो सारे मशीनरीज को लेके हम आपको सारा ट्रेनिंग प्रोवाइड करेंगे, गाइडलाइंस प्रोवाइड करेंगे, मैनुअल्स देंगे. ओके, यू नीड टू क्रिएट अ कॉन्फिडेंस इन द माइंड ऑफ द एम्प्लॉयज, and training will surely create a good amount of confidence in the mind of employees. Whenever you give good amount of training, बहुत सारे लोगों के मन का डर निकल जाता है. हाँ भाई, ये वाला काम मैं कर सकता हूँ. अभी आप बहुत साल से ईआरपी सॉफ्टवेयर पे काम कर रहे हैं एंड इमीडिएटली ऑर्गेनाइजेशन थॉट दैट कि नाउ विल डिसकंटिन्यू ईआरपी सॉफ्टवेयर एंड विल कंटिन्यू एसएपी सॉफ्टवेयर. तो कहीं ना कहीं पे हर डिपार्टमेंट के हर एक बंदे को कहीं ना कहीं वो डर रहेगा कि नाउ आई एम नॉट अवेयर अबाउट द एसएपी सॉफ्टवेयर, आई हैव नेवर एवर वर्कड विथ एसएपी सॉफ्टवेयर, सो आई माइट लूज माई जॉब. बट अगर कंपनी आपको अश्योरेंस देती है कि नहीं भाई, मैं तुमको एसएपी सॉफ्टवेयर का सारा ट्रेनिंग प्रोवाइड करूंगा एंड यू विल बी इजीली हैंडल विच इज सिमिलर टू द ईआरपी सॉफ्टवेयर, तो यहाँ पे यू आर गेनिंग द कॉन्फिडेंस ऑफ द एम्प्लॉयज. सो यू नीड टू गाइड द एम्प्लॉयज एज वेल एज यू नीड टू गिव गुड अमाउंट ऑफ ट्रेनिंग टू देम. तो चेंज इंप्लीमेंट करने में आपको आसानी होगा. Employee participation, before making or implementing any kind of change, there should be one concept called workers participation. वर्कर्स पार्टिसिपेशन का मतलब ये नहीं है कि यू हैव 10,000 एम्प्लॉयज तो सारे 10,000 एम्प्लॉयज आपके साथ मिल के डिसीजन फॉर्म करेंगे. वर्कर्स पार्टिसिपेशन का मतलब होता है the representative of the employees will come towards the management. The management and the representative of the employees will sit together, they will discuss the issues and the matters, and they will make the decisions. So whenever you want to make changes या company सोचती है changes करना है, तो you need to take the consent of the workers as well. उनको पूछ के अगर करोगे ना तो उनको भी लगेगा नहीं भाई कंपनी मेरे बारे में सोच रही है, हमको पूछ रही है, हमसे एडवाइस ले रही है, दे आर गेटिंग सजेशन फ्रॉम अस. सो यहाँ पे भी यू आर trying to gain good amount of advantage, you trying to get good amount of confidence. बिकॉज फॉर एग्जाम्पल अगर आपके घर पे भी आपके फादर कोई नया प्रॉपर्टी परचेस करने की सोच रहे हैं या कोई नया फ्लैट लेने की सोच रहे हैं, तो योर फादर विल श्योरली डिस्कस द थिंग्स विद योर मदर. लेकिन you are the elder son of that house and your father if start asking this question to you कि भाई मैं सोच रहा हूँ एक नया घर लूं, तुझे क्या लगता है? तो इवन यू ऑल्सो फील प्राउड कि हाँ भाई मेरा डैडी ने मुझे पूछा कि वह एक नया घर है, ये लोकेशन पे है, 2 BHK फ्लैट है, एंड ही इज टेकिंग एडवाइस फ्रॉम मी शुड वी टेक और नॉट. तो ये when this such kind of questions are asked to you, तो even you feel good and even you feel that I am the member of the family. So this is the things which happens when talk about like employee participations. Then services of a change agent. There are change agents or agencies are also there. Okay, they are into professional and they can make the changes in the organization with respect to external or the internal. जो internal external होते हैं, okay, these are, you can say, the third party, the management consultants are there, the third party peoples, okay, who will be coming to the organizations, who will start making the changes in the organization. They start communicating with the employees, they will have good amount of conversation with the employees and the management. They try to comfort the employees by making sure that कि हम लोग चेंजेस ला रहे हैं बट वो चेंजेस बहुत मिनिमल होगा, इससे किसी भी तरह का कोई भी नुकसान किसी को नहीं हो सकता. So यहाँ पे management will stay behind and they will put forward the third party or they can put forward the consultant person. The consultant person will come to the organizations on regular basis for at least 2 months or 3 months. Yes, they will charge good amount of money. They'll charge hefty amount of money to the organizations, but at the end of the day, they'll implement the changes in the companies. Then cooperation from executives and other employees, whatever employees are there, whatever executives are there, okay, of the organizations. So you should also get good amount of responses, good amount of what you say consent from these employees, the middle level managers or the vice president, or you can say the general manager of the organizations, the manager, assistant manager, or deputy manager. These are the middle level executives are also there, who also has some of the other kind of fear in their mind, stating that कि बाबा changes implement होगा तो I might lose my job or I might get some issues. तो उनका भी कोऑपरेशन मिलना उतना ही जरूरी होता है. तो अगर ये सारा चीज अगर आपने डिसाइड करते हो या इम्प्लीमेंट से पहले सोच के रखते हो, तो you will surely get good amount of response and you can easily implement change in your organizations. That's why before implementing change in a company, these are the things that you need to be taken care. Okay, and here we have done with our unit 4. हमने strategic management का unit 4 यहाँ पे खत्म कर लिया है. Now officially we have completed our entire portion of strategic management. Okay, I'll upload the videos on YouTube today. By today I'll make sure कि आज upload हो जाना चाहिए. Okay, so you can go through the video. तो एक दिन before examination we can keep a doubt session जहाँ पे हम लोग doubts वगैरह clear करने की कोशिश करेंगे अगर किसी को doubt वगैरह होगा तो, and we can do this remaining part. Okay, सब सो रहे हैं या कोई है जिंदा भी है?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay, so now we have done with the portion uh, tentatively on 23rd. 22 and 23rd of December, which is Wednesday, will keep the internal test. Okay, you need to arrange the Vipul का book. Okay, Vipul के book से आपको objectives questions आएंगे. From the book inside a chapter. Okay, पीछे एक book के पीछे भी सारे objectives हैं. You need to study both. ओके, तो मेक श्योर दैट कि कॉलेज के आजू बाजू कोई होगा तो एक किसी बंदे को भेजो कॉलेज में. ओके, वो बुक लेके आ जाएगा. तो आस्क हिम टू टेक अ फोटोग्राफ ऑफ द चैप्टर एज वेल एज द ऑब्जेक्टिव्स व्हिच आर देयर बिहाइंड द चैप्टर एंड सेंड दैट थिंग ऑन अ ग्रुप. अगर सीआर है, सागर कहीं पे हो, या सीआर कौन है? अदनान, यू आर अ सीआर? सिद्धेश, सीआर?
No, sir.
Sonia, okay, Sonia, you
सोनिया.
are there. So make sure that you go to institute, या किसी को भेज दो वहाँ पे. एक बुक अगर मिलता है तो आप वहाँ से फोटो अगर लेकर ग्रुप में सेंड करोगे तो उतना ही अच्छा होगा.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so shall we stop here now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you very much for your all cooperations. Hopefully we'll meet face to face in institute in next semester. पता नहीं, अगर होता है तो अच्छी बात है, वरना यहीं से करना पड़ेगा. Okay, so I am stopping with the lecture now.
Thank you, sir. Bye, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Bye, sir. Thank you, sir.